I wanted a box. Come back to town, find a great gym here, turn the box academy. 8 months later, become national champ. Guys will show up to a job site with this already in hand. We keep it well equipped. I didn't have a personal life. I went all in, sacrificed everything, and just stuck with it. Well, I have a lot of integrity, and I believe in my workmanship. I believe in my guys, so I like holding my feet to the fire, and I don't use that safety net. You know, people aren't, to me, they're not dumb. They can tell who knows what they're doing and who doesn't. Instead of doing 4 years of college, my college was gonna be 4 years trying to start up a business. My name is Sergio Flores. I was born and raised here in Kansas City, Kansas. Here at about the age of 12, 13, I moved down to Mexico, northern Mexico, a small town in Durango. Lived with my grandparents there. They lived on a farm, ranch, very rural area, and taught me a lot of work ethics, especially with my grandpa. You know, I couldn't ever say that I was bored or that I had nothing to do, because he'd find something for me to do right away. He really developed a lot of discipline in me and work ethics, because back here in town, truthfully, at the time there was a lot of gang-related things going on. You know, my friends, you know, I was trying to be like them. So go down to Mexico, really, I come back all transformed. I went from a gangbanger type of kid to a full-on country guy, just from being raised in the farm. So come back here to Kansas City, I just really wanted a box of watching down. In Mexico, we had one channel, and they'd pass boxing fights, movies of Sly Stallone and Bruce Lee and just Jet Li and all these other combat movies. So I wanted a box. Come back to town, find a great gym here, turn the box academy. 8 months later, become national champ. You know, I haven't counted them, but on Google, we're about 108, 110. Maybe some 80 on Home Advisor and another bunch of Angie's List, BBB, Thumbtack, Facebook, Yelp, a little bit all over the place. During the meantime, on the summer breaks, spring breaks, I do roofing. I had an uncle, he married my aunt. He found out that I wanted to work. I just wanted to work, make some extra money. I don't know, 30, 40 bucks a day. I didn't want much. I was 12, 13 years old. And he comes up to me and says, "Hey, I heard you want to work." And I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, I can go take you roofing with me, but I can't let you on the roofs because you're still too young. But you can clean up the trash." And I said, "Yeah, fair enough to me." He tells me, "I can't pay you much." And I was like, "Well, that's okay. How much you thinking?" "Well, maybe 100 bucks a day." I was like, "100 bucks a day? What the heck? What time you gonna pick me up?" And he's like, "Oh, be ready by 5. And I said, "Okay." Worked my butt off all day. Oh, my head was thumping. Everything hurt. My head hurt, my knees hurt, my back hurt. Everything hurt that day, because I wasn't used to that heavy labor. That's the big question. How do you get reviews? And everybody want to use these special apps, these special platforms. Oh, use this app and you'll get more reviews. And what they'll do is that if it's less than 3 or 4 stars, they won't put it on your platform. And then they'll ask a question, and then it's like a safety net. Well, I have a lot of integrity, and I believe in my workmanship. I believe in my guys. So I like holding my feet to the fire, and I don't use that safety net. So what do? I just do the job. We do what we know how to do. Make sure the customer's happy, and then I ask for the review. And boom, I got a review. Well,
good, bad, or ugly.
Yeah, good, bad, or ugly. I tell customers, hey, if you don't mind leaving some feedback for us online, whether it's good or bad, hopefully good, but if you can, we'd appreciate it. And that's really all I do. And my mom got mad at me. It was like, "What's a little 12-year-old kid having to put Bengay and Icy Hot and all this stuff? You shouldn't be working that hard labor." I was like, "Oh, but I like it, and I'm getting paid good." And so I just stuck with it. And every summer break, spring break, like I said, in the off season, when it gets cold, we were doing siding, guttering, interior remodels, stuff like that, whatever could keep us busy. But that's really all I've done for work. Like my friends that work at Taco Bell, McDonald's, Sonic, and whatnot. Me, I was out roofing in the construction trade. Part of my idea was to go professional boxing. I already had offers with some of the top promoters in the nation. Plans went kind of sideways. My mom and my dad really wanted me to go to college, so I gave that a try. When I was in college, truthfully, I got really bored in the classes, and I said, "Man, I could be out working," because I was just used to working the whole time. And this summer, what if I just try what if I just try, working my ass off and just see what I can do. Open up an LLC to be a subcontractor, because the contractor guy that we were doing work for the guy that I was doing work for, I asked him, hey, if I get my insurance and I get my crew together in the dump trailer, will you give me some work? He said, yeah, I'll give you some work. 2016 hailstorm, big hailstorm. And I went out there and worked, and there was just so much work out there, I didn't go back to school. So by the time I was out here chasing these storms, working as a subcontractor, supplying these men with crews, I just deviated from the whole boxing plan, because I no longer had time. I was managing 5 crews consistently throughout towns and just sending men all over the place. It was from dusk to dawn. Those early years, I remember them like a fog. Like I didn't have a personal life. I went all in, and I just completely sacrificed everything and just stuck with it. Or guys will show up to a job site with this already in hand, and for the most part, it's got all the essentials, the accessories, the stuff that's annoying and having to go back and forth to supply house to get. So we keep it stocked up with more stuff. Generator, power washers in case we stay in the garage or we scuff up the siding. Generator because we got no outlets, rakes, accessories, different nail guns, framing guns, siding guns. We need to detach some siding. Air hoses, caulk guns, drip edges, aprons, downspouts, valleys. One day I did work for one contractor, and he told me, hey Sergio, like, are you from here? I'm like, yeah man, born and raised here. He's like, you speak pretty good English. I'm like, yeah man, I'm born and raised here. And he says, well, I'm just wondering. And I told him, well, what you wondering? He's like, why don't you sell your own jobs? I mean, you're making us contractors look good. You do good work. You communicate yourself pretty good. Why not make yourself look good and build a name for yourself? And I said, man, look at me, man. I don't have blonde hair and blue eyes, man. I'm gonna go out and knocking doors. They're gonna think I want to do some cheap work. At the time, that's how I thought back several years. I was like, man, they're gonna think I'm gonna do some cheap work. Nah, I'm good. I'll keep putting roofs on. Get to thinking later that summer, that same summer there, and my question kept on coming up. Why don't I sell my own roof? Why don't I? I ain't had no business starting a business, but I went all in, and I dedicated myself to just learning every day, one bit at a time, to where we're at now. The way I came up with my name was actually, me and my wife, and she was my girlfriend at the time. I didn't have much, I was actually, didn't even have a computer, so we went over to the local library. We were at the library in front of the computer, and I actually Googled how to start a roofing business. And WikiHow told me how to. I just basically followed the steps. So I get to the part where I start filling out the LLC, and it says business name. I was like, oh crap, I didn't think about that part. So I just came up with the name with the fly. For some reason, grit kept coming up to my mind, grit, because at the time, that's what I felt, that I just had a lot of grit, and I just wanted to go forward, and I wanted to prove to everyone that, boxing wasn't my only way out, and college wasn't the only way out either. I wanted to do it, another certain way. And that was true. So I was like, true grit. So the rooster's coming from, one, because when I found out that, now naming the business True Grit, everybody now references it to True Grit from John Wayne being, Western movies. I saw a logo of a rooster on a water bottle, and I said, what if I put this logo on my business? And we've been using it ever since. And besides that, down in Mexico, roosters are a big cultural thing. Money wasn't the end result. I just wanted to get by. I just wanted to build and learn and learn and learn. So I took it as, instead of doing 4 years of college, my college was going to be 4 years trying to start up a business. And hopefully after those 4 years, I would then start seeing some good income. Flashings, 2-bys, in case we got some steep roofs. We got anchors. We got a little bit of everything in here, just make it happen. Pitch hoppers, the catch-alls, different, the tarp systems, ladders up on top, ladder evaders. So we keep it well equipped. I live here in Kansas City. First and foremost, I was born here, raised here. So to me, I kind of adapted. This is pretty normal to me. I have a lot of family here, a lot of cousins, aunts, uncles, a lot of friends that you make over the years. But here in the community, I believe Kansas City is a growing market. I like that it's steady, it's smooth, it's not crazy. I've visited briefly big markets, LA, Orlando, New York. It's too much. It just overwhelms me. And so I like it's kind of peaceful here for me. And whenever I do feel like getting some warm weather, going to the beach, I just hop on a plane and go to the beach. To me, the roofing market here in Kansas City it's consistent. I like to consider it consistent. In the few years that I've been doing it, I've never not had jobs. There's always going to be competitiveness. Everybody's got to be on top of their own stuff. That's why I have to bring the best of me, bring the best of value, bring the most value to the customer so that they can make the business decision for themselves. The roofing business, I don't think it's hard for somebody like me that's got to be learning every single little piece of that machine. That takes me a little longer, but I think it's nice. Be honest, be ethical, have integrity, and I think that goes a long way, especially in a community, in a smaller city, where it gets around pretty fast. So just do good work, and there's nothing to worry about. So what we're looking at here, standard architectural shingle. Actually, here's a high impact resistant shingle, but it's not the full system. Yes, this is a shingle. It's water shedding. It's not going to allow water to penetrate it. This particular shingle is an Atlas StormMaster Shake, which is their Class 4 impact resistant shingle, which Class 4 is the highest impact rating. It has an 1.5 inch common bond zone. That means that we got a whole 1.5 inch to nail within those 2 double laminate layers, which is what we want. Otherwise, shingles start slipping off. You've probably seen that before. For somebody that's hands-on, working in the roofing business, and dreams of having a roofing business. So me, I was that guy once. Guys that are hands-on have a lot of pride and integrity in what they do. Sometimes they think that only they can do it and there's nobody else that can replace them. If you truly want to own a business, if you truly want some freedom, have some time. You gotta stop working with their hands. You're gonna have to start delegating. You're gonna have to start finding that replacement. Find somebody that's competent, that is coachable, trainable. Teach them your ways, and just hold them accountable. And that's ultimately what's gonna get you to freeing up your hands, having more free time, and truly being a business owner rather than an employee of the business, because that's what you are when you're working hands-on.
What happens here is that we really have very weird weather, very cold, very hot. So what happens is that we get a lot of storms. With storms comes damage. The most common here in KC is hail damage. What people don't understand is that hail, if it's big enough, 2-inch hail can cause actual fractures to the shingles. So what happens, that hail will come down from the actual sky, drop down onto the roof, hit that shingle, impact it, and more than likely dislodge some granules and cause fracture to the actual shingle matting. What people don't understand is that when this happens, you're pretty much looking at a roof with a bunch of little holes. So here in the wintertime, we have a lot of snow and ice. So now think about this scenario. Snow and ice sitting on your roof with a lot of holes on your shingles. What happens? Water will start to filter through, seep through the shingle, and actually start to cause some wood rot down the line. It might take a couple of years, doesn't necessarily happen from one year to the next, but 5-10 years down the line, this can cause very severe damages to your property. Everybody has home insurance, right? So now, storm-related damages is something that's covered through your insurance. I would recommend to call a local contractor to come out and inspect your roof. So what we would do is that we will actually simulate an inspection, something very similar to what your insurance does.
I do want to announce that we are offering financing options for our customers. We understand that replacing a roof isn't always planned, isn't always on the schedule. When it happens, it just got to get done. And sometimes you're in a tight squeeze. These roofs can add up to a good sum of money. So what we do, we'll offer you different alternatives to lenders that we're partnered with. We're sure that you'll be able to find a lender that's both affordable and feasible for your situation. We have 12 months same as cash, 18 months same as cash, 3% interest, no early payment penalty. We got 2 years, 5 years, 7 years, 15 years is our maximum. Some advice from my end to a homeowner that's looking to have the roof replaced is doing the research on the contractors that they're calling out. As far as maybe Better Business Bureaus, Google reviews, references, and so you have that. Give them a call, see if they answer, how prompt they are with answering the calls, how prompt they are with getting there at the time you agreed on being there. We want to make sure that your money is well spent. We know that you worked hard for it, and we want to make sure that every dime and penny you spend with the contractor you're choosing is very well spent, and you don't regret it. People aren't, to me, they're not dumb. They can tell who knows what they're doing and who doesn't.
If you're enjoying this story, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, say something nice to Sergio in comments. We love highlighting roofers from our community. If you are curious how to get on our channel, I'm gonna put a link to the video in comments below and in description below that will give you an idea, 8 steps how to get on our channel. If you have a cool story, if you have cool invention, maybe you're a game changer in the roofing industry, we want to hear from you. We love this community. We love what Roofing Insights have become. We want to give platform to as many people as we possibly can to help your business. Comment below, engage with us, join our community on the Facebook private group, Roofing Insights private group. Follow us on other social media, Instagram, LinkedIn. We are everywhere, and our content changes from platform to platform. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.